Welcome back to the Sec 3 Core and Elective Geog GI lecture series. Today we're going to look at data representation across several forms. In this particular video, we'll be looking at how photographs and maps can be used as data presentation methods. Landscape photographs are taken from a ground level perspective and they offer a horizontal view of an area. However, it may not show the whole area clearly and features in the foreground will appear larger than those in the background, even though they may be of the same size. Oblique photos are photos taken from a camera pointed at an angle to the ground. They tend to provide more details in the background than landscape maps, but features appear smaller than those in the foreground. Vertical photos are photos taken from camera pointing directly downwards onto the area being photographed. This is also known as the bird's eye view. Size of features will not be distorted, and often these are used as the basis for map making and also used commonly to update current maps. Satellite photos are images that are taken from space. They allow for large areas to be captured and show development of an area over time. However, many of these fine details are not visible due to resolution issues. A Choropleth map reveals patterns within data showing the distribution of the phenomena within the selected area. So they use a variety of colors to show you bands or patterns that are persisting across the landscape area that is shown. One common use of Choropleth maps is to show population density in areas. Another common use is for it to be indicating land use patterns in an area. Advantage of Choropleth maps include being able to clearly show changes from place to place. It also allows us to easily identify anomalies that may exist. Disadvantages include the inability to see variation of values within a given area, so you may be mistaken that everything is the same. It also gives misleading impression that changes occur abruptly at the boundary areas. Isoline maps are very similar in look to contour lines, but they are used not to indicate elevation. However, they are used primarily to show the difference in air pressure. Some advantages of using isoline maps include data being represented without artificial area boundaries, so it allows for a smooth gradation of data, and it also measures data at precise locations and provides accurate point data. Disadvantages include the fact that data needs to be collected over a very large wide area, also assumes that there's gradual change between two values. So this is not suitable for data where there is abrupt change. Dot maps are used to show the distribution of data using dots. In dot maps, the dots have a fixed size and they tend to have a constant representative value. Dot maps give good visual representation of distributions. They also allow for major features of the distribution to be shown clearly, and it also shows specific location of data being represented. Common disadvantages associated with dot maps include when there are too many dots, plotting and counting becomes very difficult, and it cannot be used to show percentages or ratio. The last type of map that we will be looking at today will be maps with proportional symbols. In this particular case, symbols are drawn in proportion to the value of the data being mapped, so larger circles that you see here represent a larger volume of data. Key advantage of using map with proportional symbols is it's a very good visual representation and it's very easy to read. There are disadvantages as well. It's difficult to determine the size of the symbol as you're drawing proportional circles. Furthermore, due to the size of the symbols, it may actually affect the actual location that they are attempting to represent. And so we conclude the first two sections of the modes of data presentation, which is photographs and maps. Stay tuned for the next video, which will cover graphs and statistics.